Guys, my name is Brittany. Welcome back to my channel Royal Harmony. I'll be your inspirational goddess, motivational goddess, you name it. So the topic for the month of October is, drumroll please, Narcissism. For this week, we'll be discussing the topic of narcissistic family members. So my best friend and I are currently reading a book, and periodically I will recommend books. The name of the book is called Children of the Self-Absorbed, A Grown-Up's Guide to Getting Over Narcissistic Parents by Nina W. Brown. I will include the link in the description of this video. So, focusing on the topic about narcissistic family members, what I've been learning in this book is a complete shocker, as I did not realize I've been brainwashed for 28 years of my existence. Let's start with the definition. What is narcissism? According to the book, The Children of the Self-Absorbed, narcissism is defined as self-love, self-esteem, and other similar feelings about the inner self. In the book, it mentions pathological narcissism that is extremely immature, very unrealistic, and self-serving. This is a type of narcissism we'll be discussing. Now, there's a narcissistic personality disorder, or NDP. NDP is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive pattern of behaviors that negatively impact a person's life. So, the difference between the two is that narcissism is a personality trait, while NDP is a mental health condition. I just want to pause because I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page with me. I'm going to say it again. Narcissism is a personality trait, while NDP is a mental health condition. The reason why I repeated it is because people love to self-diagnose or diagnose other people without a licensed professional. People can obviously see signs that someone may have a trait, but until that person is professionally diagnosed, the person does not associate with the disorder. Another definition I want to touch on is narcissistic family structure. According to PsychCentral.com, a narcissistic family structure is one in which one or both parents exhibit traits of narcissism, often leading to unhealthy relationships and dynamics within the family. Some signs and characteristics may be being manipulated emotionally, excessive control, judgment or belittlement of the narcissistic parent, competition, devaluing, disregarding a family member's emotions, and many more. Narcissism appears in many different forms, which is why it is hard for some people to get diagnosed and treated for it, and the victim may be unaware that they are dealing with a narcissist. Traits that narcissists may have are grandiosity, entitlement attitude, lack of empathy, extensions of self, impoverished self, attention-seeking, admiration-seeking, shallow emotions, envy, contempt, arrogance, emptiness at the core of self, reverse parenting, bask in the child's reflected glory, intolerant of the child's values and needs, and exploits others. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on grandiosity, entitlement attitude, lack of empathy, extensions of self, shallow emotions, envy, and bask in the child's reflected glory. Grandiosity is when a parent is unrealistic toward their child or children's success, money, and goals in life. For example, if a parent wants you to apply for a Fortune 500 company or a well-known company, and they think they know what's best because they're pressuring you to apply, not for your own good, but for their benefit. Of course, parents want us to do well in life, which is natural, but if a parent is pressuring or forcing you only because they think that this is what you want and it will make you happy, then that is grandiosity. If a parent feels that their child or children are working for a big name company, they will brag about it, and they're only doing it for their own good. And if you do not work for a Fortune 500 company, then you're technically considered and looked upon as a disgrace. Entitlement attitude is when a parent thinks that their needs should be met first before anyone else's, as they are priority, whether it is a spoken or unspoken need. An example is, let's say a parent is hungry and you do not know that they're hungry, and they may complain and say something along the lines like, OMG, no one cares about me, like I'm so hungry and no one can even think about me and get me some food or make me some food. Lack of empathy is when a parent is critical towards you, demanding, and make devaluing comments about you and other people. An example would be if a parent constantly puts you down about your appearance. You could be having a conversation with your parent, and as you're speaking, they cut you off and say something along the lines like, oh, did you brush your hair today? Your hair looks a mess. It's like they're always looking for something like to point out, to bring to your attention. Another example is when a parent calls you out of your name by saying names such as like calling you a slut, or even saying something along like the lines like, you'll never find a husband or a wife, or you'll never be anything good in life. It has to be something that they say constantly over and over again that will be ingrained in your head. Extensions of self is when a parent expects their child or children to know what is expected or wanted without speaking and not respecting others' property or boundaries. An example is when a parent just barges in a child's room without even knocking, or going through the child's personal stuff without their permission or without them knowing. Shallow emotions is when a parent only expresses very little emotions, and those emotions may be out of anger or fear because they have a hard time expressing how they feel. An example is, let's say you call your parent on the phone, and every time they pick up the phone they say, What do you want now? And it's like, okay, am I bothering you? It's because they don't know how to express their emotions, and when they do express it, they express it through anger or fear. They may be angry for something that has happened to them and they're taking it out on you, or they may be fearful that something has gone wrong and they feel like, oh, what is it now? What did they do? What happened? It's like they're constantly expecting something negative or bad to happen all the time. Envy is when a parent shows resentment of their child's or children's success, accomplishments, possessions, or opportunities in life. An example of envy in a narcissist parent is, for example, let's say your car broke down and you go and buy a brand new car. When your parent sees the car, they have nothing but negative comments to say, such as, oh, why did you get this color? Why didn't you get a different brand or a cheaper car? These comments are made because they do not want to see you doing better than them. Sad, but true. Bask in the child's reflected glory is when the parent demands the child to become and do what the parent desires. An example is, let's say you tell your parent that you want to be a nurse or psychologist, and your parent says, no, I want you to be a doctor. It's like as if the parent will see you as a disgrace or unsuccessful because they will not be able to display your success for everyone to see while they are ignoring your true desires in life. If you feel like you have a family member or family members that are narcissists or have been diagnosed with NDP, first you should seek professional help for yourself, whether that is a psychiatrist, therapist, counselor, or a life coach. There are a lot of websites where you can seek therapy such as BetterHelp, Alma, Telemind, and many others. I'll include the links in the description for anyone that may want to check out these websites to seek professional help. If you prefer to go through your insurance to see what providers take your insurance for in-person sessions, and I know some people benefit more from in-person sessions rather than telemedicine. If you feel like you have a negative outlook or negative beliefs about yourself, you should look into journaling and writing down affirmations every day for yourself to help train your mind to have a positive outlook. The more you write these affirmations, read them out loud for yourself, or just read them over and over to yourself, the more you start to believe them. Some examples of affirmations are, I deserve happiness. I am worthy. I am loved. I'm not perfect, so it is okay to make mistakes. I do not need people's approval in order to see my value. I am strong enough to survive on my own. I know this sounds easier said than done, but if you truly want to heal and transform your mind from years of narcissistic abuse and wounding, then you'll make the effort to train your brain to become a positive and healthy one. Your mind controls everything. It is the most powerful weapon. Like Mark Hunt said, your mind is the most powerful weapon you have. So if you start having negative thoughts, try and replace them with the positive affirmations we just discussed. Alright guys, so that's the end of my video. Next week, I will be discussing the second part of the narcissism topic, which will be focusing on narcissism and friendships. I can't wait for that one. I will be posting affirmations on Wednesday on the Royal Harmony Instagram page at royalharmony.co. Don't forget to submit your questions for the chance to be answered during Q&A week on October 28th. I will drop the link down in the description so you can send me your questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, email me, and follow the Royal Harmony page. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye!